Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we will look together at how trucks of various manufacturers are made all around the world. We start with the main factory in Munich, Germany. This will be followed by the production of Renault trucks in France, followed by Scania in Scandinavia. There will also be production of DAF, Ford trucks, Iveco trucks, or the American companies Freightliner and Mack. You will see the differences between the production process in European factories and in the American production of heavy trucks. The production process in this video is very similar for each company. First, castings are produced in a welding shop and a press shop. This is followed by the main assembly line, then the connection to the entire body of the truck, and finally testing and quality test. This footage is from MAN Truck Factory in Munich in Germany. In the MAN Truck and Bus Group, the MAN Munich plant is the parent plant and the location of the head office. The Munich plant produces trucks in the heavy series with a permissible gross vehicle weight of 18 to 41 tons. Munich, furthermore, produces cabs and driven axles, transfer cases and drive shafts for the entire plant network. With over 900 employees, Truck Assembly produces trucks in the TGS series for heavy-duty, building site traffic and short-haul transport, along with the TGX for national and international long-haul transport. An extremely wide range of products arises from the numerous possible combinations of axle and cab components, and the chassis are semi-trailer tractor model versions. About 800 employees in the axle production produce rear axles, driven front axles, drive shafts, and transfer cases. In 2014, over 93,000 axles were produced. The cab division, with over 900 employees, makes equipped cabs in the heavy series for TGX and TGS vehicles and supplies body shell components to the production network. Around 44,000 cabs were produced in 2014. The MAN plant logics covers the entire process for receipt of goods through provision of materials on the assembly line, as well as the dispatch of vehicles or components. They are planned and implemented in accordance with the MAN principles of logistics and the optimum in time, cost, and quality. Over 600 employees administer 16,000 active item numbers and manage 30,000 stocks movements every day. In 2015, the plant celebrated its 60 years anniversary. In 2016, the Munich plant receives the Factory of the Year award for its outstanding production network. Nowadays, the situation in Ukraine is leading the massive supply gaps for truck wiring harness at MAN Truck and Bus. As a result, since March 14, There has been a standstill in the truck plants in Munich and Krakow, as well as significant production downtimes at the Nuremberg, Salzgitter, and Wittlich plants, the manufacturer admitted in a press release just yesterday. Suppliers of truck wiring harnesses cannot produce at their Ukrainian sites or can only produce to a very limited extent. This threatens a loss of truck production for several weeks and a massive reduction in production in the second quarter. MAN's bus production is not significantly affected. To tackle this shortage, the company immediately after the outbreak of war began to duplicate Ukrainian supply structures for truck wiring harnesses in other countries. However, this process takes several months. In addition, MAN Trucks has also stopped spending on non-businesses critical activities and, until further notice, introduced a hiring freeze. Short-time work was prolonged for the Munich, Nuremberg, Salzgitter and Wittlich sites and also extended to include administration. This means that up to 11,000 MAN employees in Germany will go on short-time work at the peak. As the company is unable to meet its agreed delivery deadlines due to current developments, MAN has offered its customers an order cancellation. At the same time, they are given the opportunity to place an order under new conditions. MAN Truck and Bus has announced the start of production of heavy electric trucks in Munich for the beginning of 2024, almost a year earlier than planned. The delivery of an initial 200 units is to follow promptly. MAN also presented a new production prototype of the new electric truck for the first time. MAN presented the corresponding plans back in June 2021. At that time, the start of series production was mentioned for 2024. The new specification, early 2024, suggests that last year production was still planned for the last quarters of 2024. The E-Truck prototype presented is based on the new MAN truck generation. However, MAN does not give any further details about the prototype in the press release. MAN created the basis for e-trucks in large industrial quantities with the MAN E-Mobility Center, which opened in June last year. In an area of around 4,000 square meters, employees are testing the series production of battery electric trucks under real conditions and are being trained in the technologies of the future. By the end of 2023, all relevant skilled workers in Munich should be qualified for the series production of electric trucks, the manufacturer said at the time. In order to create space at the main plant in Munich for the start of series production of electric trucks, the company relocated parts of its production to Krakow in Poland at the beginning of 2022. MAN invested around 130 million euros in the expansion of the Polish plant, with the aim of roughly tripling production capacity. In addition to accelerate the ramp-up of electricity, the commercial vehicle manufacturer now also wants to focus more on research in the field of hydrogen mobility. The project is supported by the state of Bavaria. As part of the project, MAN is developing a fuel cell truck together with industry partners Bosch. This is to be delivered to 5 customers in mid-2024. The companies will test it in real-world use for a year. Now let's watch how Renault trucks are made. Renault Trucks has kept its headquarters and factories in France, where all of its medium and high tonnage vehicles are designed and manufactured. By opening the doors of the industrial establishments, Renault Trucks provides a behind-the-scenes view of the manufacturing of its trucks. Renault Trucks manufactures its trucks and most of their components in France for some destinations in Africa and the Middle East. They rely on local partners who assemble vehicles imported in the form of spare parts. In factory in Saint-Priest, its facility near Lyon, they carry out research and development that employs 1,300 people. Innovation is a crucial lever for anticipating the requirements of the goods transport industry and meeting climate challenges. The various business lines work hand in hand to meet new regulatory requirements for the environment and safety, as well as preparing the brand for technological changes and conducting development projects for future trucks. Renault Trucks, they employs 9,700 people worldwide, and they are part of the Volvo Group, one of the world's leading manufacturers of trucks and transport solutions. And now some interesting facts about Renault Trucks manufacturing. It takes 4.5 hours to assemble a truck. One truck rolls off the line every 8 minutes. 3 kilometers of hoses and electrical cables and 6,500 screws are needed to assemble one truck. The assembly line at the Bourg-en-Bresse plant is 500 meters long. The Bourg-en-Bresse plant covers an area of 117 hectares and employs 1,350 people. In order to offer its customers an ever wider range of solutions while shortening delivery times, Renault Trucks is opening a center dedicated to custom adaptations, and it's situated in Calvados in France. All adaptation operations carried out on Renault Trucks D and D White medium-duty trucks at the end of the production line will now be done within the factory. These new factories covers an area of 2,500 square meters and allow operators, technicians and engineers to operate at 9 workstations simultaneously. In this workshop, the experts in Renault Trucks medium tonnage range is now make customized trucks and carry out operations to fit equipment to accessories, install safety or driver comfort solutions to make extensive modifications to the chassis structure. Renault Trucks predicts that electric vehicles will represent 10% of its sales volume by 2025. It takes 50 hours of work is required to manufacture an electric truck. Manufacture starts 1 week prior to the electric trucks passing through the assembly line, with preliminary operations performed within the ZE building. Various sub-assemblies specific to all electric vehicles, drive, engine, gearbox, modular power box, etc., are assembled by skilled technicians. They are then transported to the assembly line in order to be mounted onto the vehicle. The Renault trucks D and DYZE are assembled on the same line as the equivalent diesel models. At the end of the assembly line, the electric trucks are returned to the ZE building for the technicians to carry out additional technical operations and quality tests. In total, 50 hours of work is required to manufacture an electric truck. Now let's visit Scania truck factory. This specific factory is in Netherlands in Zwolle. But Scania has production facilities in Sweden, France, the Netherlands, Thailand, China, India, Argentina, Poland, Russia and Finland. In addition, there are assembly plants in 10 countries in Africa, Asia and Europe.